I took time to ponder about my beloved country, Nigeria. And whilst we wait for the presidential elections petitions court's judgment to be delivered tomorrow, being the 6th day of September 2023, a whole lot came running through my mind. A whole lot of what if. What if the judges decided to say that all the mess, all the abuse of the Electoral Act 2022 by the INEC, that it doesn't matter? What if the judges in their judgment took the position that, contrary to the relevant sections of our Electoral Act, which clearly stipulates that in the process of collation, that the collation officer must refer to the results that have been published, uploaded to the IREV, and compare it with the result that he has on hand physically before collating the results? What if the judges decide that it doesn't matter because that's what INEC ended up not doing, even though it was spelled out in our Electoral Act? Section 47 spelled it out. Section 60, Section 65, Section 63. Everything about voting, counting of the result, tallying of the result, announcement of the result, uploading of the result to the IREV, and relying on the content of the IREV for collation are contained in these sections of the Electoral Act. What if the judges decide that the guideline for the conduct of the election provided by INEC, which is part of law according to the Supreme Court, in the judgment of Oyetola versus Adeleke, they have upheld that indeed the guideline for the election is part of law. Even the manual is part of law. But because INEC violated all these things, and currently we have a sitting president, what if the judges decide to look the other way and abandon all these legal provisions? INEC themselves in section 2.9.0 of their manual said it explicitly that because of the previous manipulations of our election result, whereby after the polling, after the voting at the polling unit, some people could hijack the result, some people could rewrite this result before getting to the collation center. And that is why they decided to do the hybrid upload of the results from the polling unit, so that in the event that any manipulation occurs between the polling unit and the collation center, they will be caught. But INEC ended up abandoning the same thing, resetting Nigeria back to what the same thing they say they were afraid of. What if our judges decided that it doesn't matter and go on to validate the mess that INEC gave to us? The Electoral Act says that if there is a dispute of any result at the level of collation, that the collation officer must stop everything he's doing, refer first of all to the result that was uploaded on the IREV, compare it with the physical result that is in contention, and use the result that is on IREV to confirm which one that is the actual result. Because the one that is on the IREV will be the valid result. And any other result that does not tally with that one that was on the IREV should be discarded. By the time INEC chairman declared the winner, declared who he IREV should be discarded. By the time INEC chairman declared the winner, declared who he made the winner, and handed over certificate of return. Not up to 40% of the result of the election had been uploaded on IREV. What if the judges decide that it doesn't matter, that the result INEC declared, they don't even have it when they declared it? That the certificate of return that INEC handed over does not have any backup. There is no result to back it up. What technicalities might these judges use to make this happen? I wondered. I am troubled that this substantial non-compliance to the Electoral Act, could the judges say that, no, INEC substantially complied, despite the European Union's own independent assessment, even ECOWAS independent assessment, and many other people. I am not even talking about the allegations of non-qualification because of the $460,000 forfeiture by the sitting president now. I am not even talking about the confusion about this qualification, academic qualification. Whether indeed there was someone who graduated or someone who did not graduate. I am not even talking about the fact that it took more than 14 days for APC to replace their vice presidential candidate. They did it on the 21st day, as against within the 14 days margin, as provided by the Electoral Act. I am not even talking about the prayer of Labour Party, that Shetima was still a vice presidential candidate and senatorial candidate for 24 hours, thereby disqualifying him. What of the issue of Abuja? Will these judges also say, no, it doesn't matter, just to make sure that this president remains on seat? They now say that it doesn't matter if you get any vote in Abuja. I sat down and I wonder, and this cold chill enveloped me. It enveloped me because what these judges do tomorrow is not just going to impact our presidential election, but all the governorship elections, petitions, tribunals. Because remember that when this case is over at the Supreme Court, at the appeal court, yes, there will be an appeal at the Supreme Court. Then the governorship election tribunals will crawl into the appeal court for those who agrees or did not agree. Meaning that the judgment of the presidential election will always come first before the judgment of the governorship elections petitions. And whatever precedent the judgment of presidential election sets, it's going to be like wildfire all over Nigeria. That is another big worry that I have today. It's giving me concern. Because if the sitting president is cleared of forgery of certificate, cleared of non-compliance to other standard rules like when to nominate a vice president and all other prayers of both PDP, APM, and Labour Party, then all the governors who forged their certificates, all the governors who did not win majority of the votes, all those governors will now have a cover to hide. Cleared of non-compliance to other standard rules like when to nominate a vice president and all other prayers of both PDP, APM, and Labour Party. Then all the governors who forged their certificates, all the governors who did not win majority of the votes, all those governors will now have a cover to hide. All of them will be cleared. In Lagos State, in Delta State, in Enugu State, where even, particularly in Enugu State, where even the Director General of NYSC said, the certificate the sitting governor is currently carrying, we, NYSC, did not issue it to him. Yet he's insisting that NYSC issued it to him. How will this presidential elections petitions judgment shape governorship elections petitions across Nigeria? And how will it shape the electoral practice and malpractice in Nigeria going forward? Nigerians, I don't know if you're worried as I'm worried. But as I sit down holding my breath until tomorrow, the 6th day of September, I can't help but say that I have my fears that some people might be hell-bent on destroying Nigeria just to please themselves. That the hopes of the youths of Nigerians, some people are hell-bent to trashing it just to please themselves. We keep our fingers crossed and keep praying and hoping that indeed a new Nigeria will be told that it is possible tomorrow. I pray my fears will not be founded. I want to be the only person whose fears will be wrong, and let other fears or other expectations of hope be right. Please, Nigerians, please, God, let my fears be wrong. Let Nigerians' hope be rekindled tomorrow. As we wait, holding our breath, I pray that when we wake up tomorrow, there will be excitement on the streets of Nigeria. Because at last, the judiciary may have decided to be the only arm of the government that will stabilize this sinking ship, this turbulence in our polity. God bless Nigeria. God bless all the young people who are hoping for a better Nigeria. And I pray that judiciary did not end up disappointing us. Thank you.